Welcome to the Sharkpreneur podcast with Kevin Harrington and Seth Greene. Kevin Harrington is the inventor of the infomercial, one of the original sharks from the hit TV show Shark Tank, and has generated over $5 billion in TV and digital direct response sales. Seth Greene is the world's first trusted authority on cutting-edge direct response marketing, a best-selling author, and the only 3-time Marketer of the Year nominee. On the podcast, Kevin and Seth interview sharkpreneurs who share straight talk on what it takes to explode your business.
49 faces looked to him in triumph. Over the last 12 months, they had each taken turns and promoted his business for a week at a time, driving over $987,342 in revenue. What if you had a network of 50 centers of influence who promoted your business every week for a year? Grab your copy of the #1 Amazon best-selling book, The Ultimate Guide to Growing Your Business with a Podcast, at 33% off the Amazon price by going to ultimatepodcastbook.com. Again, that website for 33% off the Amazon price is ultimatepodcastbook.com. Welcome to the podcast. This is your co-host, Seth Greene. Today, I've got the good fortune to be joined by Terry Carney, whose incredible documentary recently debuted with Platinum City Golden West Entertainment. The film is Put the Guns Down, A World Epidemic by Terry Carney and Ice-T. Terry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. I appreciate it, Seth.
Well, let's go back in time a little bit. What inspired you to make the movie?
Well, as you watch the news today, we have a world problem going on. And the crazy thing, we started this film like 4 years ago. And the reason why we started this film, because there was so many young people in South Central Los Angeles dying over gun violence, and they was dealing with a lot of mental health issues and things of that nature. So I just wanted to try to put something together to try to uplift the community and, pull some of the community activists and some of the people that lost loved ones together and give them that platform to speak.
Absolutely. How did you get Ice?
So basically, I got with Ice-T and I told him, I say, hey, man, this is what I got going on. This is what I want to do. He say no more. So he said, I got you back with whatever you want to do. So we started filming 4 years ago. Through when we first started this film, one of my good friends, Nipsey Hussle, was murdered. Actually, we was going to do his show. We was going to film him on Saturday. He was murdered on that Tuesday, which Nip was doing a lot of great things for our city and community, trying to uplift the community. But, no matter what you do, things happen. But we continued our journey with putting this film together. We finally finished the film. We have not released the film yet. Hopefully, we'll have it released worldwide by the beginning of next year. Right now, we're doing a lot of film festivals and a lot of private screenings with the film just to see how people's responses are to the film.
Yes, and thank you for sending me a copy. I watched it. I was captivated. I was disturbed. I was inspired. I was saddened. What do you want to have happen as a result of when the film is actually released?
Well, this is the thing. There's no stars in this film. It's not about stardom. It's not about nothing. This film is about a movement with what's going on around in the world. Hopefully, what this film can do is to bring us together as the United States of America and be able to actually sit down and talk about these issues. And we all come up with a game plan because we all need to be a part of that platform and share different knowledge of what we all have. And let's try to solve some of these problems with gun violence and mental health.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned, it is a worldwide epidemic, not just South Central Los Angeles. Why do you think gun violence has become so prevalent?
Well, it's a lot of things. The world have turned a different direction. And it's a lot of different elements that I feel that have played its role in getting things to where it is. A lot of us in a lot of urban communities, we didn't know nothing about what mental health was. We didn't know about what bipolar was, none of this type of stuff, because we didn't know nothing about going to a therapist or trying to figure it out. And I think COVID played a part on all of us, not just urban communities, but I think the whole world. It taught us something about our own family lifestyle of who we're living with in our household, because we really didn't know who our own family members was or the things that they're going through, because we get caught up in our own daily lives. We found out most husbands didn't even know who their wives was or their kids. They woke up that morning, couldn't go to work, and it was like, who is this woman? I got to get a divorce. And they drinking rates, alcohol went up. And then everybody started learning about mental health, because it's like, oh man, I married this person, and most parents, we push them in and they learn how to live by a lot of these video games, music, things of that nature. And we don't even realize what we're doing to our own kids. So then after so many years, we get caught up on, after 14, 15 years, we done pushed little Johnny in the bedroom, and he's been in there killing since the age of 4. So now we got a problem, right?
What were some of the challenges that you had to overcome in getting the film made?
Well, I'm from the hood for real. I'm not just somebody that talks that talk. I done been around, and I done been around gang life. I done been around the roughest of the roughest. So I think the hardest challenge to me was just trying to encourage people to feel free to speak on different things. Now, we made history with this film as well. A lot of people don't know, and a lot of people probably really don't care, because it's from South Central LA. And we hope to create a series where we could hit a lot of the other states as well and show what's going on in their communities. But I would say our biggest challenge was we went through different gang neighborhoods and areas, and a lot of the guys that you see on this film is actually real shot callers, OGs from different communities out here. And gang life is real out here. We had like 3 or 4 different sets of Bloods. We had people from the Mexican mafia. We had people from the Asian gangs that's shot callers. We had people from the Crip gangs that's shot callers. We had the Samoan gangs. And I'm talking about the actual leaders. You can Google each one of those guys, and you'll see they probably, each one of them from their sets, they have more than 1 million followers underground that people don't have a clue about, and to get these guys to share what they really felt. And that's better in the community, because a lot of the guys, they did like 30, 40 years in the penitentiary for murder and different other things, that they're out now, and they really want to change things. And they see where a lot of decisions that they made back in the day. So they really want to try to help save some of these young lives, and they're actually speaking on the film. The guys that you see talking on there, a lot of them killed each other's family members and stuff like that. And bringing those guys together and creating a documentary with them actually telling their stories about things like that never, ever have happened in the history of ghettos.
That is absolutely incredible. How do we get people to, as the film title says, put the guns down? How do we stop this epidemic?
Well, it's just like anything else. We all have to be serious about trying to stop this epidemic. It starts in your household. It starts in my household. It starts you talking to your kids and making sure your kids is doing what they're supposed to be doing, making sure your wife is okay, because mental health is real out here. A lot of people don't know what dad is going through. Dad's going through a lot. He's taking care of a lot of things, trying to make sure the family's covered. And then He don't talk to his wife. We found that out in COVID. He don't talk to his kids. We found that out in COVID. So the problem is when dad got fired, he forgot to tell mom. And then he didn't tell mom what was going on, and dad couldn't take it no more. So dad went out and shot up a stadium, or mom went out and shot up a stadium, or the kid went out and shot up a stadium because of the things that, that could have been avoided if us, and when I'm say us, I mean the United States, people here, we got to start here in our own backyard and start fixing us. We got to quit worrying about all the other countries right now. We got to start worrying about us, our house, and it starts in our household. And if we can fix our own household, we didn't already start with the cure to this epidemic.
How do you get the people who need to see the film, the kids who are in gangs now, the kids who are getting guns, how do you get them to see it?
Well, see, that's the thing. And see, that's what people think. It's not the people that's in gangs. It's not the people that out there doing this and that. Mental health work like this. It works on you. It works on me. We got to start speaking, and I'm going back to your household. Because that's where the problems lies. If you start in your own household and correct the problem that's been broken for years and years, we got to fess up to it, and we got to understand it's us. Yeah, we need to support this film. We need to see this film, but you got to watch the film from beginning to end. It's a lot of education there, and you can't say, oh, well, that's about them people. No, it's not about them people, because it's in your community too. So in order for you to get it out of your community, just like how we had to cure COVID, it takes every last one of us to really support. This is just the first step. And if you pay attention to the film, it'll give you a lot of education about a lot of things. And then you set your kids down, you talk to them about the things that you learn. We have to come together, and we have to all sit down. It doesn't matter about race. It don't matter about color, culture. It doesn't matter whether you gay, heterosexual, whatever. See, this is the thing. When somebody develops mental health and go out here and start shooting, that bullet does not discriminate against nobody. It hit and go wherever it's going to go, and it will murder whomever. You could be at the gas station. You could be at the grocery store. You could be at the mall. You could be out in your front yard, and you could be washing the car, and it'll come through and it'll shoot up your kids, your wife, and everybody else. But the first thing you'll want is help then. But when we all should have been saying, you know what, enough's enough. We all have to stand together. I don't care who you are. We have to stand together, and we have to be willing to sit down and listen and learn what we need to learn, and teach our family and teach our community, and start having these type of sessions with our community. And it doesn't matter what community you in, you need to sit down and you need to start learning. Just like we go to college and we learn, think about it. So it's affecting all of us, but we have to all sit down, and we have to really want to fix this thing. But if we just blow it off, it's going to affect you one day. Just like a lot of other people thought, and it's the first thing that people think, that would never happen to me. That would never happen in my community. I live in this community. It never happened here. Turn your news on and look at what's going on right now in the communities that you never thought that this would happen in.
Amen. You incredibly well put. Where do you want our viewers and our listeners to go to learn more about the film and learn more about you?
You can go to www.terrycarneysr.com.
All right. Well, this has been Seth Greene for Sharkpreneur with Terry C. Carney Sr. of terryccarneysr.com. The film is Put the Guns Down, A World Epidemic. Terry, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me, Seth. Anytime.
Thank you, everyone, for watching or listening. Hopefully the message gets out. Do your part to help get the message out so we can save more lives. Thank you, everybody, for watching or listening.
Why do so many businesses struggle while others seem to explode overnight? Do you wish you had the secret to this type of exponential growth? Now, I've scaled more than 20 businesses to over $100 million, and it's not just luck. In my new book with Mark Tim, Mentor to Millions, you'll learn the repeatable framework I use in all my business ventures for massive success. Order at kevinmentor.com and get over $1,000 in bonuses. Head to kevinmentor.com.